What's going on, everybody? It is time for Getting Over the Hump Wednesday. We have not had the typical Motivational Monday shows in a couple weeks. I have been busy. I didn't feel great for, I think, like last week sometimes. So there was that, and we were just busy. And you know what? The world kind of sucks. So we're off, and I apologize for not doing a couple shows. So it is that time to do a Getting Over the Hump Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll get to talk to you guys, see what's going on in your lives. I have no set message today except for, it's rainy day out here in Texas, and I think that's a good look at what's going on in the world and what's going on in a lot of our lives. A lot of the messages that I'm getting from people about their crappy weeks and what they're going through, and hearing that they can't do this, can't do that. Doctors worrying about losing their jobs, nurses are worrying about losing their jobs, all these different things. So I see you guys in the comment box. Jump on in. Let's talk about what's going on in your lives, and let's have a quick chit chat. Jeanette, what's going on? I did a live video from in front of the Jeep the other day. I was thinking about you. I was wondering if you're going to notice. Let's see. As you guys can see, the Awake Not Woke stuff is here. So I am wearing the hats like crazy. Jelani was the first to order a hat, so his is going to be getting shipped tomorrow. Are you extra member this year? Are we talking bowling? It's Jack. Actually, I do need a team, so hit me up because I think our team is not going to be together. So I just need to do fill-in stuff. So yeah, hit me up separate. I don't know if you have my number, but hit me up on the Facebook page. Anyways, all right, I see you guys jumping in. What's going on, everybody? I see a whole bunch of different people. How's everybody doing today? All right, so I'm just going to give a little ditty. I'm going to be looking for what you guys are going through in the box. If you guys do want to start looking at the Awake Not Woke gear, please help us out. Would love for you to support and share, because this is some pretty cool stuff. Like this is actually stuff that it's modeled a little bit after Lions Not Sheep, and it's the concept of this is our way. People get confused at Be the Change. I'm going through this right now on just a show that we have on our network, and people think like, oh my goodness, Be the Change, it's this great thing, which I believe it is, but it's also the belief system that we have as a group, but it doesn't fit the norm of what people think Be the Change is, which guess what? That's completely fine. People shouldn't fit in a box of a liberal, a conservative, or whatever. So ultimately this Awake Not Woke is our pitch to the world to actually have a brand where you can wear it in public and people know where you stand, which I think is very important. And the place that I stand, and the place that I think a lot of us stand, is not anti anybody. It is pro the ability to have free thought and pro the ability to be yourself and have your own belief system and be a free American. And that's essentially what it's all about. Let's see. Because you're not they won't do the surgeries because you're not vaccinated. Wow. Yep. This is where we are. Okay. So Jermaine, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Always love watching what you're doing. If you guys don't follow Jermaine Jordan, I highly recommend it. He does some amazing stuff in Chicago, and he's probably the most positive person I've ever seen on Facebook, period. So if you need to pick me up, that's where you go. Rhonda, what's going on? How you doing? I still got to set up that play date with Mama Russo and you. I know you guys are going to have a blast, and hopefully that'll help your daughter as well. All right. So I think, and I mentioned it with the Patreons on Monday when I just did a quick write-up, is I think each week we're going through new things in our life. And there was a period of time in 2020 where everybody was just all going through it together. And then as 2021 started, I think half the country has started to move forward and half the country has been held back. And I think a lot of us are feeling more and more lost as days go, and more angry with ourselves, with each other, not knowing what to do. And I think that division is scary for some, including me. So I think that today's discussion, what I want to talk about is just the concept of survival, the concept of finding happiness in the daily activities. Like, perfect example, as I said, it's rainy outside. I did not want to get out of bed today. Today was one of those days where I'm like, you know what? I just want to lay down and not give up on life, but give up on the day. And I don't think that any of that is going to be productive for any of us. However, taking a breather, a mental health breather, and saying, you know what, I don't need to push today. If things aren't working out, I can take a day to myself. But ultimately, we have to continue to get back up. So the messaging that I can provide best for the Getting Over the Hump Wednesday, because it is Hump Day, getting over the hump is finding a way to continue and finish your week strong so that you can start next week maybe on a new foot. Because I think it's about time that we just take some deep breaths and realize that things aren't going to be perfect every day. It's these days that, we wake up and we push forward and we continue to fight. That is what's going to define us in 2022, 2023, when we look back and go, God, that was such a shit show in 2021 and 2020. So, yeah, the thing in Afghanistan, even after last night's show, talking through that and realizing that as much as we want to be mad at our president, there's so many different things that have gone into it, and seeing, previous soldiers or veterans talk about it and getting a better understanding is huge. And I think that that's what I continue to fight for with truth I learned a lot yesterday. I didn't do much speaking. And I think that's important for all of us right now, is to continue to learn. There is a certain group in this country that isn't learning anymore. They stopped. They gave up on learning. They don't want their paradigm challenged. We try the best we can. But in the meantime, all we can do is learn how the world works in a different way and continue to challenge ourselves. Because as we learn that we're not perfect, and as we learn that our ideologies are flawed, that's the more intelligent, the smarter, and the more prepared we become. And I feel the same way. Stacy, moving to a different state with your children. Yeah, then the schools are trying to segregate. I had a great conversation via message with Emma. She was one of the younger girls that was on our show a couple of weeks ago, the Youth in Revolt, and they are not doing mask mandates in her school unless they reach 3% positivity rate, and then they have to go back to mask wearing. So it's just interesting. Right now, I said the theme is survival. I also want to say that it's observation. It's really just, we have to learn about the world around us and pick our spots the best. Like, I know there were some people yesterday when I made a Mike Lindell joke. Look, best thing that I can say about Mike Lindell is that he's fighting hard for what he believes in. The reason why we don't talk about Mike Lindell much is because he is yet to produce exactly what he is saying he is going to produce. And that's the risk we're running into as any kind of conservative page, conservative site, is the fact that we are already fighting a bunch of people that are telling us to prove it. And for some odd reason, we're not always able to prove it. That's why. That's why we avoid that conversation, or we make little jokes here and there, because ultimately there hasn't been product. Product is key. And that's the only way over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, that we are going to actually change the minds of half the country to make us realize that we should not be Nazi Germany. We should not be forcing vaccinations. We should not be mandating having a card in public. We should not be doing all these things, is by what can we prove? What can we show? What kind of truth can we put out there for people that is irrefutable? We have belief systems. Everybody's got belief systems. We're fighting against a belief system that's backed by every major marketing company in the world, marked by mainstream media. That's what we're fighting against. We're fighting against something different. So for us to be strong, we have to fight for exactly what we can prove that is impossible not to. And otherwise, the theories have to be pretty good. Like when I can talk about different things with the vaccine, and you could talk about different issues. Those are theories based in some truth, whereas some of the other stuff we just have to be careful with. I watched bits, and I watched more than I thought I was going to watch. And I get it. There are some interesting points. There's 100% interesting points. Let's see. Live in Northern California. We have fires on all sides. Job is in the county. 2 miles burning down. My partner just tested positive COVID and is vaccinated. Shocker. He wears his mask all the time. I have mild case of COVID, not vaccinated, not tested. Just know that I have it. I'm self-isolated. We can get past this. And I get it. And I have no problem with Mike Lindell as a human being. So I want to be very clear. I know people are like, I'm not listening anymore. You don't like Mike Lindell. I do like him. I just can't. We already are in a fight for information at this point in this world. We're already fighting tooth and nail for people to not think that all of us are. I mean, look at the news. NBC News deemed anybody that has a difference in opinion right now as a potential terror threat. Do you know how mortifying that is, and as an American? So again, the less we can do, or the more we can do that we can prove, the more important, the better the conversations can be. And I think Mike Lindell is brave, whether I think some of it is misguided, some of it is truthful. It is brave. Anybody willing to stand up right now is showing chutzpah like I can't imagine. Let's see. I don't. There's and I know Casey's in the comments. I don't know if you guys saw. I shared it on the Be the Change page. I mean, this is another thing we are facing. We are facing teachers that no longer care about the fact that children should respect their parents, should respect their government in some way, shape, or form, not their government, but respect the country that they live in. And I shared a video of a woman that if she's not fired, it almost shows that there is nothing that we can do except for just go into schools ourselves and talk to children and say, don't listen to these teachers. And that doesn't mean we go in there and say, oh, yay, Trump, or oh, yay, be a conservative. It's, oh, yay, learn for yourself. Don't just watch Fox News because your parents watches it. Don't just watch CNN because your parents watch. Don't listen to your teachers who've said, this woman legitimately said, you're smarter than your parents. Don't listen to them. Don't turn off their Fox News. They're idiots. You're smarter. And then going through and yelling at a child for being an idiot and belittling them because he didn't share the same opinion as this teacher that literally is so not intelligent that she told her students that if everybody got vaccinated, we'd be over COVID in 5 minutes. That's literally the words she used. This is the education system that we're in, and it's being untraced and untracked. And this is what our kids are seeing in this day and age. And it's mortifying. That's where we're not just fighting against now, we're fighting against our future. So it's important to have information of what we can prove. This is a very different Getting Over the Hump Wednesday. It was supposed to be motivational. Now we're talking all about politics, which is completely fine. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that, Casey, and I sent a message directly to their school board as well. She said, yeah, I mean, can you imagine a time 20 years ago where a teacher would get away with saying your parents are stupid and the parents not? I mean, if I were their parents, I'd be banging at the door every day until that woman was fired. And this isn't about cancel culture. This is much different. This is, you are a threat to society. You are imposing your will as an educator. That is not your job. Your job is to teach, not to use your own bias on the country, on your children. It's awful. Let's see what else we got. Everybody knows my bum. What's going on, Sarah? My job just mandated the vaccine or be fired. The media only puts what they want you to believe. Yeah, and this whole mandate thing. I mean, you're looking at other countries too, and it's just not the United States. You're looking at where they're going table to table to check to make sure you have your papers with you on a disease that has a 0.01% fatality rate. It doesn't make sense. It's very odd. And the fact that they've completely ignored any adverse reactions, and they've censored them off of social media and all these, and people are just blindly going on thinking that there is no side effects. And the president's allowed to say it. The president is literally telling people that, well, worst case, you'll get it, but you won't get that sick, when there is tens, if not hundreds of people that are vaccinated dying from COVID a day, not including the ones that are having massive adverse reactions that are literally showing themselves on videos on Instagram, TikTok, all the social medias, Facebook, and being removed for their own actual reactions. It's mortifying. So again, this was supposed to be positive. So let's see. Yeah, and this is a hard time to be a parent. Have your work sign a paper that accept our responsibility. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like if I want to look at it, is it in the end, if you get the vaccine, is there a less chance that you will get COVID or a severe case? Probably, but with zero transparency of the potential side effects, are also looking at the fact that there are some people that should not be getting it, and they're not even looking at that. They're not allowing people to be tested based on their medical background and history. They're literally just saying everybody must get it, is kind of crazy. It's just a crazy thought process. So you work, and that's the other thing. People tell me that I'm insane. Whereas when we do these shows, when we do a regular show, I have hundreds of comments in the side box. And I would say that 20 of them are people that have seen it firsthand or had family firsthand have horrible adverse reactions and death. Yet there is a large population in this country that believes as though it's not happening at all. Whereas I have an audience right now of 90 people, and there's multiple people that are 95 people, and there's multiple people telling me their direct effect, what they have seen directly. So how in my small little circle am I the only one that this is happening around? It's not. It's happening on a large scale, and nobody is willing to admit it. And yeah, that's the other thing. Every true research study that I have seen that's not going like Johns Hopkins, that legitimately said we don't know why, but the vaccine is going to last longer than the natural immunity when you actually get it. Literally use the words, I don't know why. We don't know why. This is Johns Hopkins in a research paper, whereas you can read real research papers from other universities, including Harvard, that have talked about the fact that the natural antibodies are much stronger, much longer lasting if you have natural immunity. So don't get it. And I'm under the belief, just based on what I've seen, that it is not weakening, it is strengthening, which makes zero sense. And from an epidemiology and virology standpoint, except for the scientists that are being deemed as quacks and coming out and saying, well, I can tell you why. It's because of a failed vaccine reaction, and breakthrough causes a stronger, more deadly virus, which these viruses could be continuing and getting more contagious, just like the flu does, but it should not be as deadly. And I'm seeing more people die now from COVID than back in the beginning. I'm seeing younger people get sicker. I'm seeing healthier people get sicker. And that makes zero sense from an epidemiology standpoint, except those that are talking about the vaccine. And what the vaccine can do to morph a virus. And this video is probably going to get taken down now. Okay. One of the biggest posters one of the biggest memes that I keep seeing that resonates is the one that says, if you were, what does it say? It says, if you were in Nazi Germany, what was it? If you were wondering whether or not you would have spoke up living in Nazi Germany, now you know. Well, now we know. So, and those that aren't realizing the comparisons because they were so set in the whole, well, Trump is Hitler, are the ones that aren't seeing what's going on right now. It's mind-boggling. Like before, it was like, oh, Trump would say something mean, and they would go, this is just like Nazi Germany. Whereas now there are literally people coming by tables and checking your papers to make sure you're vaccinated, or you get a $1,000 fine or a $5,000 fine. Yep. All right. Well, this was getting over the hump Wednesday. I don't think I helped in any way, shape, or form, but I hopefully gave you guys a little pep talk on the day. Take care of yourselves. Be healthy. Stay close to those that are close to you. Keep your positivity, keep your wits about you. Try not to let the rainy days get to you as much as sometimes they are, because they're getting to all of us. It's tough for all of us. I promise you, you're not alone. So maybe that's the message today, is you guys are not alone. And what we see in Afghanistan, what we see in the United States of America, what we see in people losing their jobs and the right to work, all these different things going on are hard. They're almost impossible if you try to do them by yourself. So reach out to the people in the comment box that you see. Continue to engage with each other. Continue to find like-minded people. This isn't about an echo chamber. This isn't about finding people that agree with you. This is about finding people that have the same cause, which is freedom of choice, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and a belief system that we all should have the inalienable rights of being an American, and to band together. So that's the message for this week. Band together, hold each other's hand through the internet, whatever that looks like to you guys, and stay strong. We've got a whole team of people, and the more we can grow, we've got Eric has done a great job with Casey on helping me out and build, and obviously sticking with our core team, Suni and everything, just continuing to talk. But we are going to, hopefully with the help of Eric and some other people, we're going to continue to grow and get this. We have to just continue to grow our message despite what the internet's going to allow us to do. But part of it is going to be financial, and Eric is providing a little bit of help with that, thank God, and also some work as well. We've got people that are helping me work and putting it together, and we're just going to do whatever we can to grow. Barbara, I will be talking to you in 13 minutes, so I hope you're ready. Let's see, is it okay to watch? What does it say? Is it okay to watch? Great content, Anthony. Here in Germany, we have similar conversations. The majority of Germans are vaccinated. There are protests happening here in the capital at times, exactly along the lines of what you're talking about. You keep talking about Nazi Germany. I mean, previous Nazi Germany, not current Nazi Germany. There is no current. To be honest, the whole world is starting to look a little bit more like Nazi Germany. Let's see. Be a streetlight is right, and keep pushing through. Nikki, you and I need to talk too. We need to get you to work. We need to put you to work a little bit. Teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you guys, and we should make this positive again. Yeah, we should. I know it's hard, but we got to find a way to make this positive again. And I think the best way to do it is continue to work together and stay close to each other. Continue to share this stuff. Take it easy, y'all. Have a great day. God bless.